What's up guys, Gave Productions here, and I got a chance to use the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2s, courtesy of my friend who was generous enough to lend them to me, so shout out to them. Here's my review of the Galaxy Buds 2s after using them for a week. The Buds 2s unboxing are pretty similar to the Buds Pros and the Buds Lives. You get the Buds 2 case with the buds inside right at the top. Below that you have a USB-C to USB-A charging cable with the smaller and larger ear tips inside. Under the cover you get your paperwork, so pretty simple and familiar unboxing here, not really much to talk about. So getting to my review, after some thinking I decided that I will primarily be comparing these Buds 2s to the Buds Pros and not Buds Lives or Buds Plus. That is simply because the Buds Pros are the closest in terms of feature set to the Buds 2s. First, let's talk about the design. The Buds 2's case is the same shape and the same size as the Buds Pros and the Buds Lives. But instead of a matte case that we got on the Lives and Pros, we now have a glossy case which is much more similar to the Buds Plus. This does mean that your cases for the Lives and Pros will fit the Galaxy Buds 2s, which is great for you and the sellers of the cases. On the exterior, they are all white no matter which color you pick, which is kind of a bummer really, and my friend who lent me these thinks so too. I think it would have been better for Samsung to just go all out on the colors and make the exterior the same as the interior and the buds themselves, but that's just me and my friend. Maybe let me know down in the comments what you guys think. As mentioned, the interior of the case is the same color as the buds, so the Buds 2s do come in white, graphite, which is this sort of almost black color, olive, and lavender. I personally like green, so olive would have been my first choice if I was to buy them myself. But thank goodness my friend likes the olive color too, so I get to review the olive Galaxy Buds 2s. In terms of the design of the buds themselves, as said by Rebecca from The Verge, they look like eggs, and I can't help but agree because they do have this very interesting smaller top and the wider bottom, so they do kind of look like a sort of odd shaped egg. Like the Buds Pros, they no longer have wingtips, which may sound problematic at first to some people. The Buds Pros did have problems staying in my ear when I did eat or talk, but that actually is not the case with the Buds 2s. And here's why. The Buds 2s are considerably smaller. Let me get them out over here. The Buds 2s are considerably smaller than the Buds Pros. They aren't really as deep, and so they do fit a lot more snug in your ears, and they are barely visible from the front as compared to the Buds Pros. This snug fit allows the Buds 2s to be more secure, and they never felt like they were going to fall out of my ears like the Buds Pros at times. The silicone ear tip also are quite different from the Buds Pros. The Buds Pros were this kind of ovacular shape, but the Buds 2s have this more round shape, more reminiscent of the older Galaxy Buds. They are also generally thicker in terms of the rubber thickness, as the Buds Pros are quite soft and the Buds 2s do feel a bit more substantial. Surprisingly, the new design of the Buds 2's ear tip actually does help with the isolation. I found that the isolation of the Buds 2s when put in your ears are actually better than the Buds Pros, but that may also come down to due to the fact that the Buds 2s are smaller and so they do fit in your ears better. Another thing I found with the improvement of the ear tip is that they are a lot more snug and tight on the Buds 2s as compared to the Buds Pros, where after a few months of use they do easily come out of the Buds Pros. This actually is a pretty big problem because sometimes when I want to pull the Buds Pros out of my ears, the ear tip actually detaches and gets stuck in my ear, and it is really frustrating to get the ear tip on its own out of my ear. So I am really happy that they may have fixed it with the Buds 2s, where now the ear tip is a lot more snug to the earbud. And one thing that they did carry over from the Buds Pros was this dual mesh design, where there will be one mesh on the ear tip itself and an inner metal mesh on the buds. So this does help to prevent any earwax or dirt from reaching the buds themselves. By the way, we are going to see a lot more of this kind of carryover pattern throughout the video, so do look out for all those things. Overall, I am a big fan of the Galaxy Buds 2 design. I think that they are a really big step up over the Buds Pros, even though they're only a few months apart. And I really do like this hinge design. This new hinge design is also a big improvement from the Buds Pros, where Samsung has been pretty much on a journey to correct the hinge for many years. And I'll say that they pretty much perfected it with these Buds 2. They are a lot more snappy, they have a lot more weight to it, and they no longer rock side to side like some of the older buds, where the hinge is a little loose and they aren't as, satisfying to open or close or springy. The Buds 2s are really satisfying and springy, and I think they nailed it down over here. So next, let's move on to the battery life. Samsung advertises 5 hours with ANC on and a total of 20 hours with the case, so that's about 15 hours on the case alone. So overall, it is pretty similar to the Buds Pros, and I found that to be relatively true. Maybe just a little less than advertised, but I did find the battery life to be slightly better than the Buds Pros. I'm not sure whether it's because the Buds Pros are a few months old at this point, but they are also advertised to be slightly longer than the Buds Pros anyway, so yeah. It's definitely no crazy 11 hours on a single charge like the old Galaxy Buds Plus, but for a pair of ANC buds that are this small, I think 5 hours are pretty good. To charge, you can use the USB-C port on the back of the Galaxy Buds case just like any other Galaxy Buds, or wireless charging, also like any other Galaxy Buds. So next, how do these buds sound? And in short, better than the Galaxy Buds Plus for sure, but not as good as the Galaxy Buds Pros. And to be honest, that's kind of what I was expecting. The Buds 2s on their own are pretty clear with a respectable amount of bass and separation between instruments and vocals. They utilize a two-way speaker just like the Galaxy Buds Pros, so that means they have a tweeter and a woofer. From my experience with the Buds 2s and Pros, the two-way tweeter definitely allows for more separation between the bass itself and the rest of the frequencies. Compared to the Buds Pros, the Galaxy Buds Pros and 2s have an almost identical bass sound, but in terms of the clarity and separation of the rest of the frequencies, the 2s just aren't as good as the Buds Pros. I found that the 2s sound a little muddier, with the quieter background instruments of vocals being harder to make out. That's not to say that they're bad. Remember, I'm just saying that they're not as good as the Pros, and that's to be expected regarding the price point. Speaking of which, the Galaxy Buds 2s are 248 Singapore dollars and the Pros are 308 Singapore dollars. So that is a $60 difference. For the spec junkies, the Buds 2s use the same codecs as the Pros, which is SBC, AAC, and SSC, which is Samsung Scalable Codec. The Buds 2s also do support Bluetooth 5.2. So overall, in the audio department, the Buds 2s do sound great, but not really great or excellent like the Galaxy Buds Pros. Let's move on to the ANC or active noise cancellation. Yes, the Galaxy Buds 2s do support ANC, and that's a pretty big thing here. Previously, you had to pay Samsung a premium for ANC on the Galaxy Buds Lives or Pros, but now they have brought it down to the standard buds, and I believe that this is a really great move on Samsung's part. To put it short, the ANC on the Buds 2s are great, but yet again, not as good as the Buds Pros. The Buds 2s tend to miss blocking out higher frequencies more than the Buds Pros, but block out most of the lower frequencies, which is great. They also do feel a little bit more pressured due to the lack of vent which we see on the Galaxy Buds Pros. As we all know, ANC uses microphones, and in this case, 3 of them. These same 3 microphones are also used for voice, obviously, so the Buds 2s uses 2 outer microphones and 1 inner microphone. It also has a voice pickup unit to aid with the voice clarity and voice pickup. The overall voice clarity is good, as you will hear in the recording. My voice is mostly clear, but let's see how they stack up to the Pros. So these are how the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pros sound like. If you didn't watch my review of the Galaxy Buds Pros, I highly recommend you check it out in order to find out the full details of the Galaxy Buds Pros. And here are how the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2s sound like. I think it's pretty clear that the Buds 2's mics aren't as good as the Galaxy Buds Pros, and that coupled with the lack of windshield technology means that if you are in a windy environment, may not be so good for calls. But in general, I think the Galaxy Buds 2's microphones are definitely a step up from the Galaxy Buds and Buds Plus. As you've heard, the Pros are definitely clearer compared to the 2s. The 2s also do lack the windshield technology, which has been known to be very effective on the Galaxy Buds Pros. This means that making calls or recording voice memos on the Buds 2s in a windy environment is probably a no-go. Lastly, let's talk about the wearable app. Samsung has added one new feature here, which is the earbud fit test. It basically tells you how the earbuds fit. Other than that though, the settings and features are identical to the Buds Pros. However, you will find that it does omit some things that you will be able to find on the Buds Pros, such as the ability to set ANC to low or high, and also 360 audio, which is absent from the Buds 2s. Do take note though, the Buds 2 plugin for the wearable app is only available on Samsung phones and not Android or iOS devices. That means that the wearable app for Android and iOS do not support the Galaxy Buds 2s, just like how they didn't support the Buds Pros as well. Let's conclude then. As we've seen, the Buds 2s share a lot of features with the Galaxy Buds Pros. Essentially, a lot of what was good and essential in the Buds Pros have trickled down into the Buds 2s. It has ANC, a multi-microphone array, a new case, new buds design that are wingtipless like the Buds Pros, and etc. However, Samsung has made it clear that the Buds Pros are still the more premium buds by making sure that the Buds 2s don't outshine the Buds Pros in any area. For example, the Buds 2s don't sound as good, the ANC isn't as good as well, it doesn't have 360 audio and more. These are the features and things that do make up the $60 price difference between the Buds 2s and the Buds Pros. One thing that the Buds 2s do share with the Pros that isn't particularly good is the lack of support on the wearable app for iOS and Android. This means that you can't pair the Buds 2s with the wearable app on your iPhone or Android phone, except for Samsung phones. This is really a major downside, as that means that you can't change the settings on your earbuds or even update them. You'll need a Samsung phone or tablet for that, so if you want to change the settings on your Buds 2s, you will have to have a spare Samsung device lying around for you to connect your Buds to check for software updates and to change the settings. If not, then the Buds 2s will work like a standard pair of Bluetooth earbuds with ANC. You can still use the touch controls, of course, but it's quite handicapped because they are kind of fixed and you can't change the long press like you can on the other buds that are compatible with the wearable app. So are the Buds 2s worth it? The Buds 2s are a solid upgrade for any Samsung user using a pair of original Galaxy Buds or Buds Plus. They are also a pretty good first-time ANC Bluetooth earbuds for any Samsung user. If you use an iPhone or any other Android phone, however, the Buds 2s are still a compelling choice, but you do lose some flexibility without the support in the wearable app. If you have a spare Samsung device lying around, then the Buds 2s are definitely still worth a look at. If you don't have a Samsung device, however, then the Buds 2s may not be the best choice for you, as they are a little expensive for the price due to the lack of features and controls that you will have to deal with. That being said, my friend who bought these earbuds is actually an iPhone 12 user, so there's that. Anyways, that's been it. I didn't really have too much to say about these pair of Galaxy Buds. I did get them pretty late, of course, and there are other reviews out there, so you can watch those, if you are planning on getting a pair of these so that you can be more informed. But yeah, that's been it. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Share this video if you found it useful, and please like and subscribe as it'll really help the channel out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.